So I'm going on a date today. I don't even know if it counts as a date, really. I haven't gone on a date in 6 months, pretty much. And yeah, I don't think this really counts as a date because I basically went back on the dating apps and then found this one guy who said he was only visiting for the weekend. And what? Tell me why that was the only guy that I was like, yeah, sure, I don't mind meeting you. We can talk about that another time. But I think I just need to get back out there and start meeting people again. I was really burnt out from dating apps for a while. I've been on them for, I want to say 4 or 5 years now. I've been single for 5 years, and my last relationship ended pretty badly. I don't like to talk about dating that much here, but my last relationship didn't end entirely well because it was during COVID, and I think there wasn't much closure to that relationship. However, I've had a lot of experiences in between that have shown me and taught me a lot about myself and what I want and what I need and what I'm looking for in a relationship. It is a beautiful day outside, and I need to go get some matcha and go walk around in the park anyway. So might as well meet a new friend while we're at it. That currently is our attitude towards dating. I'm just gonna let things happen as they do. I'm really not trying that hard to go find somebody. I do believe that I will meet somebody when I'm supposed to, and I am really enjoying being single these days. Maybe a little bit too much almost. But it would be nice to meet a new friend anyway, and why not go chit-chat with this random guy and get to know him a little bit. The thing that I have learned after so many years of trying to date in New York is that you really can't have any expectations. I have met some very interesting people. You meet all kinds of people, like from all walks of life. I have had some very interesting experiences in my time here. I sometimes think I could write a book about it, but I think right before I took my dating hiatus, I have always been hopeful or romantic and think that I'm sure he's out there. But it's so easy to get defeated after I've personally gone on 52 first dates in New York, which is absurd to me. But even some of my friends tell me that's not enough, right? Everyone's saying it's a numbers game. You just gotta keep putting in the time. And I hate that. I have a friend who told me that she went on 52 first dates in a month, which is very wild. And I don't understand how anyone has the emotional capacity to deal with that. But that's probably a problem to do with just dating in general these days. It's not easy for anybody, anywhere. I don't think it's a New York thing. But New York, you definitely get a whole array of people. And you definitely can have a lot of fun in New York. But for longevity and for a stable partner, I don't know if that's in New York, to be very honest. And while I remain hopeful, I just have to remind myself to not take it too seriously in the beginning and just try to meet people where they are. Definitely while holding my own boundaries and keeping my standards where they are, but definitely not letting people walk all over me or just giving people what they want. As you get older, you learn more about yourself and what you like and what you don't like, and the lower your tolerance for it is. Seriously. People in New York always talk about how you have to have a roster and you have to be dating multiple people at the same time. I've tried that and I get so exhausted and I forget what I've told one person and the other person, and then I forget everything. And the whole point of it is to build a connection. You know what would be great though? If you guys who are following me right now just watch me fall in love and towards the end of the year, wouldn't it be great if I could introduce you to somebody? Yeah, let's manifest that and put that into the air, shall we? All right, so I've decided this is what I'm gonna be wearing. I don't know if you can see this, hold on. It's hard to see. However, I got this very cute dress from Reformation, and it is a beautiful day outside. So I am very excited to be sitting out in the sun and just getting to know this random stranger, I suppose. I still remember the very first dating app date I went on, and I remember being so nervous and always wondered if the guy would like me, if I would be awkward, or we'd run out of things to say, all sorts of things. And after a while, you get very used to it. But I am a little bit out of practice right now since it's been a minute. But I'm pretty good at just talking to anything. So I'm not too worried about that. That's what they say. Like, dating really is a muscle. You have to stay in practice and keep talking to people and keep meeting people. I did get very burnt out from that for a while, but perhaps this is a new era. And if it's not, we will see. I'm sure I will vlog about it. I am back. I don't know if that went that well. I think mainly it is the emotional unavailable part of me that decided it was fine to go on a date with a guy who doesn't live here. I think maybe I just went into that a little bit too naive. I went into it thinking, okay, even if this romantically doesn't work out, which it probably won't because man doesn't live here. I selfishly just went because I wanted to practice talking to somebody again and talking to a stranger again. Even though this guy was perfectly nice, maybe I'm just a little bit too naive to think that people can just meet and get to know each other as people. This guy was definitely looking for something that I wasn't looking for. And I feel a little silly, to be very honest, that I went on this date. I really thought me going on this date was just going to be fun, free, just spend a nice afternoon out, having a nice coffee with someone else and just get to know someone with no strings attached. But I don't think I thought it through entirely. So we are going to regroup and maybe pick a little bit more intentionally next time. Because I've gone on so many dates online, the whole process of it is just a numbers thing to me. I tend to just go with it whenever and just see how it goes in person because you never know what someone is like until you meet them in person. I'm just someone who doesn't really like to spend that much time chit-chatting back and forth, so perhaps that was my wrong here, but it was fine. It was a nice way to spend an afternoon for me. I think I needed to get out for a walk anyway, so I got a nice walk. I spent some time in the park, which I love, and got to soak in some sun. So perhaps we will need to re-strategize for whatever next date I go on. Dating is exhausting. I look cute though. So I talked a little bit about this on my Instagram recently, and it is this new reframe that I've decided that I need to start adopting a lot more. I've been talking about it with a lot of friends recently about how difficult it is to be single because there's a really big fear that a lot of us share, being single forever and being alone forever, falling behind, not having the things that we want in a partner or in a family or not being able to build a family. There's a lot of fears that are very real. But I was talking about it with a friend and I just realized, why do we say that we're scared of it? When we say that we're scared of something and we use the word scared, we give it so much more power on ourselves than we really should. Instead of saying, I'm scared of the future, you could say, I'm excited for the future. I'm excited for all the possibilities of what could happen. I'm excited about the fact that I don't know what's going to happen. Imagine yourself a year ago from today. Were you the same person at all? I don't want to speak for anyone else, but for me, I was a completely different person just even a couple months ago. I was drinking a lot and I was partying all the time and I was just going out and making friends with people just for the sake of having people around me and not actually caring about what value they were bringing into my life and what value I was bringing into their life. And since I have tried to be more intentional with my life and the people that I'm surrounding myself with, everything else has changed along with that. So if so much can change within such a short amount of time, imagine what could happen just 6 months from now, a year from now. You could be living in a new city. You could be in a whole new group of friends. You could be dating the love of your life. There's so many possibilities, and all it takes is one day for something to change. I think moving forward, I need to constantly be reminding myself of that when I fall into those dark pits of loneliness that I think a lot of us do go through. And I was about to fall into one just now. There's so many sirens. I'm just going to wait this one out. Ooh. Oh, intense. Oh, excuse me. So my plan was to spend all day at home editing today because I don't really have much time to edit tomorrow. But I think sometimes I really get stuck in my head when I'm in my apartment all day. So we are going to go to a coffee shop. We're going to go do some work. We're going to go put on a nice dress, get dressed up, get out of sweatpants, and get out into the world. Does anyone else have this problem where you put on a cute-ish outfit and then you have to go to a coffee shop or something and you have to bring your laptop. So then you have to use your backpack because nobody wants slanted shoulders here. But then the backpack always ruins the fit. It always ruins it. Do I just sacrifice my shoulders? Look at my bow. I kind of like it. It might be a bit much. I always find myself in the park. I love it here, but I always forget to bring a picnic blanket, so I'm just sitting on the grass. That's as much nature as I'm gonna get in the city. There's been a couple people I see on TikTok that talk about how they meet people in real life and they go up to people that they think are cute and ask them out. And I just don't know if I have the courage to do that. I really wish I could. I see some people sometimes and I'm like, I think we'd be friends. Not even to date, just I think we'd be friends. And, you know, there's just something in me that stops me. Perhaps that's what I need to work on. That's the block that's blocking me from connecting with people. Perhaps. But either way, nice day at the park. Okay, know what I was thinking when I was walking around? This bow, even though it seems really, really small, and it isn't that big of a deal to some people, I grew up thinking that I wasn't girly enough and I couldn't be girly because I wasn't super pretty or like super skinny and all these things. Even though I wanted to be sometimes, I wanted to be super girly and put on really cool makeup, I never allowed myself to do that because I thought my identity is not a quote-unquote girly girl, even though on the inside I really, really am, and I really love bows and flowers and pretty things. I almost don't allow myself to be because I've always grown up not being that. So when I was walking around, I had this complete new shift of thinking where I just thought this bow is almost like a symbol of me slowly becoming the version of myself that I want to become. Even though it's small, it is a way, almost a rebellion of what I used to be or what I used to identify as. It's like I woke up and just decided, oh, I want to be this today, or I want to be girly today, I want to be athletic today. I can do anything I want to do. And I don't know what's been going on the last week or so. It just seems like some things are just making sense in my head now, and I am realizing that I actually have permission to do absolutely anything that I want to do. And it feels silly to say, but I am really proud of how I got here. And it's kind of cool to even be able to like record all of this and have it on here that I can share with you guys. Because it's like, I genuinely in real time am going through these kind of realizations that, oh, I can actually do anything and be whoever I want to be, you know? So I just came to a Maman and and the barista here was the barista at my old Maman that I used to go to, and they got me matcha and a scone for my graduation. Really sweet.
To make it, I just wanna make